Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, a race that may be too close to call. Tesla's surprise announcement, facial recognition, and Batwoman. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Wednesday, August 8th. You ready? Let's do this. We start today with the possibly too close to call outcome of the Ohio special election. The Republican Troy Balderson won the seat in the U.S. House of Representatives. He even got a victory speech, and President Trump called it a, quote, great victory. But the AP reports it is such a small lead, there could be a mandatory recount of the votes. Democrat Danny O'Connor has not conceded yet because of that. This is a big deal. O'Connor even got close because that district in Ohio has been Republican for more than 3 decades. No matter who officially wins, that person will have to run again this November. Elections plus blockchain? It's happening. CNN reports blockchain technology will be part of a new pilot program in West Virginia. It will allow West Virginians serving overseas to vote in elections with a smartphone app. You've probably heard of blockchain in connection with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. But actually, that same technology can be used to record all kinds of data. So with blockchain and other tech like facial recognition, service members overseas will use the app to vote. State officials and the company behind the app say it's definitely secure. But CNN reports some experts are not so sure about that. The AP calls it a bombshell and a stunning move, and it all started with a tweet. Electric car company Tesla could become a private company. It's been on the stock market for 8 years now. This would change that. CEO Elon Musk said in a tweet and then later in a company email that he is considering making Tesla a private company, but it's not a done deal yet. So why is this potentially on the table? If Tesla becomes a private company, it would not be required to publicly reveal company info every quarter. Musk wrote in a company email that it puts pressure on them to make decisions that might not be best in the long term. A private company also would not deal with the ups and downs of stock prices. Musk said the wild swings are a distraction. And finally, there are some investors who bet against the company, meaning they would win big if Tesla failed. So Musk does not like that and says it would be better if a bunch of people were not trying to attack the company. If this goes through, it sounds like shareholders would have an option to hang on to their shares, or Tesla will buy them back at a price that values the company at more than $70 billion. The Wall Street Journal says it would be the biggest buyout in history. But if it's all a bluff, Elon Musk could be on the hook legally for market manipulation. Maybe. We'll see what actually happens. Stay tuned. Today is the day New York City considers capping the number of Uber and Lyft drivers allowed on city streets, at least for 1 year. The New York Times reports Uber and Lyft are now calling and alerting customers in the city to call council members and tell them, don't do it. Those companies say limiting the number of drivers will mean more expensive rides and longer wait times for you. But city council members have said regulations are needed to stop clogged roads and give current drivers a chance to make a decent living. The city council is expected to vote today. Today's episode is brought to you by the Food Heals podcast, hosted by my friend Allison Melody. This is a show that brings together experts in the field of nutrition, health, and healing to teach you the best-kept natural secrets to being a healthier, happier you. And it's fun. They call it Sex in the City for Food. And right now, they are having a giveaway. 10 lucky listeners can win Lululemon swag bags with organic, vegan, health, and beauty products inside. Enter by subscribing to the Food Heals podcast, leaving a review, and then posting a screenshot of that review on social media. Be sure to tag at Food Heals Nation and use the hashtag FoodHealsSwag so they can find it. Again, you can check out the show at foodhealsnation.com. Now, back to the news. Facial recognition will have a big role in the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. In fact, Reuters says it'll be the first Olympic Games to use the technology for security at all its venues. There will be a first-of-its-kind system in place, and more than 300,000 athletes and staff will have to provide photos of themselves to the database before the games begin. Then, facial recognition tech will be there to ID them every time they go somewhere as a security check. For now, it doesn't sound like it'll be checking every person in the stands, mostly just athletes, staff, volunteers, and media. Even the airports there will be using this. Of course, some people are questioning what else that kind of data could be used for. They don't love that the government has a hold of it. The Summer Olympics are in July of 2020. Snapchat is shrinking, or at least the number of Snapchat users is shrinking. TechCrunch says Snapchat's latest quarterly earnings report shows the number of daily active users is down 1.5%. That said, it brought in more revenue than expected, even though it still isn't exactly making a profit. By the way, a Saudi billionaire prince just invested in the company. There's a new Batwoman show coming to the CW next year, and BuzzFeed News says the superhero will be an out lesbian. Actor Ruby Rose will be playing Batwoman, and she posted on Instagram that, quote, "This is something I would have died to have seen on TV when I was a young member of the LGBT community." HGTV just bought the iconic Brady Bunch house. Deadline reports the cable network won a bidding war for the California home, disappointing NSYNC's Lance Bass, who thought he won the home before a contract. And it sounds like HGTV is going to feature it on one of its home remodeling shows. The house was actually only used for the outside shots in the Brady Bunch. The indoor scenes were just in a studio. But network execs are now saying they plan to restore it to its famous 1970s glory. And that's it. Thanks so much again for listening. As always, I appreciate it if you share this episode with your friends or on social media. Let someone else know they should be listening to The Newsworthy as well. And if you want to read more about any of the stories mentioned today, I list all the story links for you in today's show notes. Just go to thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and find today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you every weekday by 4 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll be back with more news tomorrow. Have a great day.